API Spec Q1 documentation, manual, procedures, templates, and audit checklist. Good day, everyone. Welcome to this detailed session on API Spec documentation, manual, procedures, templates, and audit checklist. If you are a manufacturer in the oil and gas sector planning for API Q1 certification, this session will help you clearly understand the documentation structure and implementation requirements as per the American Petroleum Institute. In this video, we will cover overview of API Spec Q1, documentation hierarchy, quality manual structure, mandatory procedures, required templates and records, risk management documentation, audit checklist framework, implementation roadmap. Let us begin. Overview of API Spec Q1. API Spec Q1 is a quality management system standard specifically developed for organizations manufacturing products for the petroleum and natural gas industry. Unlike ISO 9001, API Q1 focuses strongly on product realization controls, risk management, contingency planning, design validation, supplier control, traceability, change management. Certification under API Spec Q1 demonstrates your organization's capability to consistently meet industry and customer requirements. Now, documentation hierarchy under API Q1. The documentation structure typically follows 4 levels. Level 1 quality manual, level 2 documented procedures, level 3 work instructions / SOPs, level 4 records and formats. Let us understand each level in detail. API Spec Q1 quality manual structure. The quality manual is the top level document of your quality management system. It typically includes scope of quality management system, products covered, facility details, exclusions if applicable, all this. Then quality policy. It consists of commitment to compliance, customer focus, control improvement. Then organizational structure, organizational chart, roles and responsibilities, all this. Then QMS process interaction, process flow diagram, sequence and interaction of processes. Reference to procedures. The quality manual must align clause by clause with API Spec Q1 requirements. And fourth is mandatory procedures under API Spec Q1. API Q1 requires documented procedures for document control, approval, revision, distribution, obsolete control, record control, identification, storage, retention period, disposal, management responsibility, management review, KPI monitoring, risk assessment and risk management, contingency planning, design and development control in case if applicable, purchasing and supplier evaluation, production and service provision, inspection and testing, calibration control, non-conformance control, corrective and preventive action, internal audit. Each procedure must define purpose, scope, responsibility, process steps, records generated. Then fifth is templates and operational formats. Templates are critical because API auditors verify records. Essential formats include risk assessment register, contingency plan format, approved supplier list, supplier evaluation form, incoming inspection report, in-process inspection format, final inspection report, calibration register, non-conformance report (NCR), corrective action report (CAR), management review minutes, internal audit checklist, training attendance record, design review and validation records, Proper record maintenance demonstrates system effectiveness. Then next is risk management and contingency planning. API Spec Q1 places strong emphasis on risk management, product risk, supply chain risk, operational risk, project risk. You must maintain risk identification, risk evaluation, mitigation actions, monitoring mechanisms. Contingency planning includes equipment failure, power failure, key personnel absence, supplier disruption. Auditors carefully evaluate this area. The next is internal audit and audit checklist. Internal audit is mandatory before certification audit. Audit checklist should cover clause-wise API Q1 compliance, process effectiveness, record verification, implementation evidence. Audit must be planned, conducted by trained auditor, documented, followed by corrective action. Management review must include audit results. The next is 8th is implementation roadmap. Step-by-step approach. First, gap analysis. Second, documentation development. Third, staff training. Fourth, system implementation. Fifth, record generation. Minimum 3 months recommended. Sixth, internal audit. Seventh, management review. Eighth, stage 1 audit. Ninth, stage 2 audit. Typical implementation timeline 4 to 6 months depending on organization size. Then common mistakes to avoid: copy paste documentation, no real implementation, weak risk assessment, incomplete traceability, poor supplier evaluation, lack of management involvement. API auditors focus heavily on practical implementation. How we support you? URGS International Engineering Services Private Limited provides complete API Spec Q1 manual, clause-wise documented procedures, 100 plus operational templates, risk and contingency registers, internal audit checklist, implementation guidance, audit preparation support. We offer end-to-end consultancy from documentation to final audit readiness. API Spec Q1 certification enhances market credibility, customer confidence, tender eligibility, operational control, risk management strength. Proper documentation is the foundation of successful certification. If you are planning for API Q1 certification, contact URGS International Engineering Services Private Limited. Our email ID is info@urgseng.com. Mobile number is +91 7359458455. Our experts will guide you through complete documentation and implementation support. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe for more professional certification guidance content. Thank you.